You want more. You want more passion. You want more touch. You want more connection. You want more power. You want more turn on. But you're afraid that if you say something, she might pull away, she might reject you, she might just completely ignore you. So you don't say anything at all. And now your silence becomes your prison. This is not about blame. This is about you becoming more embodied, more honest, and more powerful in your own desires. Desires are not a threat to your relationship. Suppression is. So why do men then suppress their desires? Well, first of all, rejection is a big one. There's that fear of being too much. You know, you have these fantasies, these desires, and you don't want to come across as some kind of pervert, some kind of crazy sex maniac, right? You don't want to overwhelm her. So you tend to hold back and be silent about it. There might be some early conditioning in your life, some belief systems early on. Take what you can get, be grateful for what you have. I mean, don't rock the boat, you know. And so you hold back your silence because you don't want to create some turbulence between you and your partner. And you might feel a little bit of guilt, like, she's a good woman, I don't want to, why isn't this just enough for me? She offers me everything that I need. Why can't I just be solid in what I have right now? Why do I have these desires within me? And so it's better just to not allow them to come out and just hold them in myself and just be grateful for what I have. In Empower, my program about men's intimacy, sexuality, and masculine power unleashed, we get into exploring these elements so that you can feel more confident, feel more connected to your body, and feel more ready to then divulge exactly what's going on within your desires. So, first link in the description below, sign up to get on the wait list for Empower. For example, more sex. I want more sex. I want more sex. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with wanting more sex, but it can feel like just these other things that I was saying, feel that you are being too greedy and too forward and too asking for too much. But maybe it's more about the more freedom in sex is what you really want, right? You want more exploration in sex. It's not just more sex, it's an expansion of what that means. More touch. Maybe you're just not getting enough of that, and there's just a desire to have more. But more, maybe if we look at it differently, we look at it more like more emotional presence, right? So that ability to connect more emotionally with each other, to get deeper with each other, to be able to talk about things that are going on at a deeper level, like those desires that you have, those desires that she has. More permission to explore. This can go into this idea of being more honesty and more authenticity in who you really are. Often when men say that they want to have more sex, they would like more sex in the relationship, there is an underlying feeling there of wanting to feel more connected to their partner, wanting to show more love to their partner, right? Wanting to have this deeper level of connection with each other. So when you are explaining this to your partner, instead of just that more sex, go into it at a deeper place. Instead of just looking at it like that physical aspect, that performance physical, go into the aspects of, the emotional aspects of it, the spiritual aspects of it, and what it really makes you feel like when you can connect sexually with your partner. When you can feel her body against you, when you can explore with her. What is it that is really going on deeper within you? The cost of staying silent can really cause a lot of problems in a relationship. It basically can starve the relationship, right? Because you can do that. People do that. I see it all the time. But life is for living at a deeper level, in my opinion, for being more of who you are by expressing what you really feel. And when you have an intimate partner, your wife, someone that you love, that you're going to spend a long time of your life with, you want to be able to share things with her. Not just share the daily kind of grind of life, but to share deeper feelings, deeper desires that are happening within inside of you. When you don't start to share these things over time, there can become like sort of this numbness can start to settle in. And then there becomes like a fear of even expressing anything because you don't want to, take that risk of seeing what might happen if you divulge something that you've had hidden inside of you for a long time. There can be this buildup of resentment, and you're sort of passively withdrawing from the connection that you have with your partner. Often men and women do this as well, but men in particular get drawn into the whole world of porn, and that's like just going in all sorts of direction and can completely isolate you from your partner. Without sort of divulging these deeper desires, you have this sort of sense of it's low libido, and very often very little sex starts to take place, or none at all. Keeping silence really affects the relationship in many, many different ways. You need to know, though, very clearly that the desires that you have are not too much at all. This is an indication that you are alive and that you have aliveness in your body. It will really help to start to create your relationship in a place where asking something is a safe space. Okay, you want to be able to be open in a safe environment, and so it's up to you to start to create that safe environment with your partner. I'm going to go through a few aspects of this. Trust, first of all, not to react to something, overreact to something, or react inappropriately to something, but to stay into a space of trusting yourself to be calm and present in whatever kind of reaction comes from your partner. Embodiment. Fully embodied in your own body when you speak, when you reveal what you have to say, like it's coming from a deeper place of yourself. It's not a performance, right? It's coming from you deep within inside. This is something that I struggle with all the time, even making these videos. Can I be strongly embodied in myself when I start to talk about all of these kinds of things with you? This is your job. This is who I'm talking to you about this, because this is part of the masculine energy to create a safe environment for conversation. Self-awareness. So, do you really know what you're asking for and why? When you get into a deeper conversation about something that you, maybe a sexual desire that you have, we're talking about MFMs, threesomes, watching your wife with somebody else, or maybe it's just something between the two of you that you would like to explore that you haven't done before. Are you really clear about what it is you want to do and what you desire and why you want to do it? Right? I always get the question from men about, well, how do I tell her? If I tell her, she's going to kill me. But that's why I'm getting into this conversation today about creating a safe space before you even talk about anything. So if you resonate with this talk that I gave today, and you feel like you're holding back your truth, there are things that you would like to say. You've been feeling like you have been very silent, and you feel like you're in that prison of your own silence because you're afraid of being able divulging what's really going on, then the Empower program might be something for you to dive into. It's a place where where you will learn how to get into that embodied space of creating safety, creating a container, creating a place where your feminine partner can feel really safe. I mean, it has to start with you first, feeling safe within yourself, connected to yourself, confident in who you are as a masculine being. And then you can offer that space for her, so that both of you can reveal, can share, can open up, and can break the silence and start becoming more alive in your relationship, right? Becoming more alive in creating passion between you and deeper connection. So if this resonates with you, then I strongly suggest that you get it into the link in the description below for Empower. Sign up for the application and get on the wait list. I'd love to see you there. Thank you for joining me today in this powerful video. I will see you again very soon. Much love making. Often when men say they want more sex, it's more about men wanting to feel more fully received, feel completely desired, feel that this is a way that they can show their deeper love for their partner. And deeper love for their partner. So when it gets kind of cut off and it's not really flowing, like, there is a certain level of men not being able to show their deeper love for their partner.